I'm Alexandra, and I am an artist. I'm 25 years old, and it's the middle of a pandemic, and this is just there's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world, and I'm just along for the ride at this point. Very brief introduction. I'm 25 years old. I spent the first 20 years of my life really developing some post-traumatic stress disorder. Let me tell you, those first 2 decades, not the best time. Not the best time. Lots happened. Lots of really terrible things. Terrible, horrific, tragic, traumatic things happened. And let me tell you, it has given me an interesting sense of humor and a whole lot of different perspectives on the world. It's given me an interesting personality that I built myself because in 2013 I spent most of the year bouncing around some different psych hospitals in Iowa, hospitals in general. It was a rough time, and we'll discuss it, we'll get there, but I was told that I was never gonna be like a person. I was told that I would probably be hospitalized or in rehab or in some form of like loony bin, just indefinitely. That the first 20 years of my life obviously had done so much damage. I would never be like a functioning adult. I was living at home. I was very sick. I was very addicted to pills. I've been very grateful to be clean from them since November 4th of 2013. And I turned my life around. This is the apartment that I live in, that I pay for, with the money that I earn working full-time at my job. Normally, when there is not a pandemic and I am not unemployed, but that is not my fault, and I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not angry about it, but I am a little frustrated. We're struggling. Everyone is struggling. But I did this. I built this life. It is 2020. In 2013, I was told that I was just gonna be like a ward of the state, basically, for the rest of my life, because I was so broken and I just couldn't / refused to work on those things. And I was told that I would never be successful in all of the hopes and dreams that I had when I was a little kid. And something in me went, I don't think so. I've got shit to do. It's been almost 7 years since then, since I had the final overdose of multiple that year, and I turned my life around. And it's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and recovery is not linear. It's a time, but I've built this. I didn't even think this was possible a year ago. I've lived in this apartment for 4 years, and something in the last year just clicked. I got very lucky. A lot of things happened that I can only describe as luck and the universe falling into place, but every opportunity that I have had, I've grabbed onto it, and I have built this life. And now we are in the middle of a pandemic, and I told myself last year that I was going to have 1 more year as being a waitress. Really good at it. I really enjoy it. The money is good, but it's not what I meant to do. I told myself, you get a year and then you have to figure it out. And then the world said, just kidding. There is a pandemic. You need to stay home. There is no more waitressing. It just isn't a thing anymore right now. You need to stay home. In the apartment that you have built, full of plants and paint and all the journaly shit and paper and sketchbooks, I built this life. but I'm terrified of living in it. And so I built this life around me. And then I took up all my time with waitressing. And then there was a pandemic, and I've spent the past 8 weeks trying to figure out how to be a person. And I really enjoy this life that I've built for myself. And I think that this might be what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm putting it out there. I've been telling myself I was gonna start vlogging since I was in high school. I'm now 25. I've been telling myself that I was going to be exactly who I am and put myself into the world because I know that there is something in here that is supposed to be out there. I've known that since I was a little kid, and I've been terrified. And I've spent the past 2 months at home being scared and not knowing what to do, but also being very, very, very aware that if my life goes back to the way it was, exactly the way I lived before the pandemic shut everything down, I will hate myself. And if I die tomorrow or in 100 years still living that way with those priorities and letting myself be scared, I will have regrets when I die. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be exactly what I've been. I'm gonna be exactly who I have always been, myself, and just letting it happen. So I'm Alexandra, and this is gonna be unedited. We're gonna figure out video editing. Not together, but you're gonna get to witness me struggle to figure it out. And you guys are also going to get to witness a lot of things. Like, for example, me learning how to play both the keyboard and the piano, me getting so back into all of my workouts. I was a gymnast growing up, for the record. Oh God, we're gonna break things. It's fine. I grew up as a gymnast. I grew up as an athlete. A few years ago, I injured my back. Been in physical therapy for like 4 years. Like 6 months ago, I got the go-ahead to just do whatever I wanted to do. Again, terrified. But we're doing it. I'm getting back into yoga. I'm getting back into training. I'm getting back into flexibility. I'm gonna spend time on the mat because I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it since I was a little kid. I love to dance, I love to stretch, I love to move, I love to shake, I love to be. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do everything that the little 4-year-old girl inside my heart always wanted to do. She's there. And she deserves it, man, because her childhood didn't exist. Her childhood got taken from her. And now I am Alexandra. I am an adult human being. And I've spent a lot of time really dealing with the childhood that I didn't get to have, and the life and the trauma that I did have in those years. And I can't go back and I can't fix that. I can't change it. I can't make any of it different. And I don't want to. I want to take all of that and I want to use it as fuel and as power and as education to live the greatest possible life that I can for the next 20 years. Because I believe that those might actually exist. I don't know if they're going to. No one does. But I think that they might. And I think that that means that future deserves my effort. And it deserves my time and it deserves my energy. So if there's a possible 20 years ahead of me, I should be doing exactly what I want to do. And the things that light my soul on fire. I should be singing and dancing and moving and painting and talking to people and writing. I should be living every part of the joy of the childhood that I didn't have, but with all the wisdom and the adulthood and the responsibility that I grew up to have the privilege to have. It is a privilege. It is a privilege for me to be here. And I'm so grateful for it. So, my task today is, oh man, quarantine has been a mess and everything's kind of not in the place that I want it to be. So I'm gonna go put everything back where it is, and everything starts today. And thanks for joining me if you are. I'll see you soon.